What's up guys, hope you're all doing well. So I've been trying to get into the tablet world a little bit more lately, and for the past couple of months I've been using this newest Lenovo Xiaoxin Pad Pro 2021. I'm just going to call it the Lenovo Pad Pro for short. And I have to say, it's been pretty great. For a long time when someone wanted an Android tablet, he would immediately go for a Samsung option, usually from their S line of devices. I think that is no longer the case, and this tablet I have right here proves that the competitors on the Android side don't sleep. I have the tablet as well as the optional keyboard/case accessory and also the stylus, so I'm going to review the combo as a whole. I can say upfront that if you've been eyeing this tablet, consider shelling a little bit more and get at least the keyboard. The stylus I think comes down mainly to personal preference, whether you're going to benefit from using it, but the keyboard case accessory is definitely something you want to pick up, even for the sole fact that it is a nice cover for the tablet, so it will definitely help to keep it in good shape and not scratch the frame and all that. This is, by the way, the highest model from the 2021 Lenovo tablet lineup. We also have a Plus and Vanilla models. The Plus loses the AMOLED display and has a slightly less powerful hardware, while the Vanilla model also doesn't support the additional keyboard and stylus accessories and comes with a couple other omissions as well. Starting from the build quality, it is pretty much as well built as the premium tablets get. All metal construction, nice and cold to the touch. The design is boxy and the sides are flat and not rounded, similarly to the newest iPad or the Samsung Tab S7, and all the edges are nicely chamfered, so it looks and feels very premium. At the top we've got our mics and volume rockers. On the left is the power button, which doubles as a fingerprint scanner, as well as 2 out of 4 speakers and the SD card slot. The right side houses the remaining 2 speakers and the USB-C port for charging. And last but not least, on the bottom we've got our pogo pins for the keyboard accessory to connect to. The back is this nice double silver finish with subtle Lenovo branding, as well as some signs of collaborations and audio and video technologies that have been implemented on this device. The speakers are supplied and tuned by JBL, and we can also experience Dolby Vision and Atmos technology. And there are also our 2 cameras, the main camera and the ultra-wide. Okay, I think it's fitting to start on a high note and talk about the display, because this is definitely a strong point of the Lenovo tablet. We've got a 1440p 90Hz AMOLED on board, and it's definitely one of the main selling points for this device. It's very comparable with the best tablet screens out there, 600 nits max brightness, so it's nice and bright, and we can also turn on brightness enhancement in the display options, which makes the screen even brighter in strong sunlight, for a short period of time, at the expense of higher battery drain. Colors are great, as usual with AMOLED screens, and you can also configure them to your preferences. Considering tablets are often used for content consumption, a nicely looking screen is definitely essential. And this Lenovo tablet definitely delivers. Watching any kind of videos, movies or series is just a pleasure on this device. The screen also supports 90Hz refresh rate. It's not quite the 120Hz you can find on the Tab S7 Plus, but for me the difference is negligible and the screen is very smooth and everything is really nice and fluid. Performance-wise, I have no complaints whatsoever. We've got a pretty potent hardware setup under the hood. Snapdragon 870 is a great choice. I much prefer it to the 888, so that's very appreciated. I haven't noticed any overheating issues. Actually, I haven't noticed the device heating up substantially at all, so we're all good in that regard. There's only one spec available, and it's 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage. Samsung offers versions with both more RAM and more storage, but we do have microSD support, so I wouldn't worry about running out of space. And as for the RAM, 8 gigs would be better, obviously, but I've had no instances of the tablet running out of memory and killing any apps in the background. It seems to distribute resources rather well. All in all, I think it will satisfy even the most demanding users. The sound system is really good on this tablet. Of course, the JBL branding is, as usual, more of a marketing move, but I have to say the speakers play really well. The sound is rich and full, and of course it's hard to show this in the video, but there is actually quite a bit of bass. The usual problem with speakers on mobile devices like smartphones and tablets is that they lack bass, mainly because it's hard for the small drivers in those devices to deliver the deeper sound of lower frequencies. The Lenovo Pad Pro does it very well for a mobile device. I find the presence of bass evident, and it's a fairly full and rich sound altogether. And it definitely gets loud enough. I also quite enjoyed the accessories. Like I said in the beginning, I highly recommend picking up at least the keyboard case along with the tablet. It will help with the longevity, keeping the tablet somewhat secured and less prone to dirt and physical damage. It is made from two pieces. One is for the back of the tablet, it snaps onto the back via magnets, like so, and I recommend to just keep this one attached to the back 24/7. While it does add a little bit to the thickness of the device, it has a nice sort of coarse and grippy fabric finish, so it helps a lot with the grip. And of course it also adds the adjustable stand, so definitely worth keeping it on at all times. One disadvantage of doing this is the fact that it will rock on the table because of the hinge that goes through the middle of the back cover. The second part of the case is the keyboard. It also has the same finish on the back. It is quite thin and there is some flex to it. You will also hear the touchpad click if you flex it. This confirms that we have a physical actuation system for the touchpad, but it's nothing to worry that it does that. The keyboard connects to the tablet via the pogo pins. The magnets are fairly strong, so it is snappy. I would advise to do it from a close distance. The keyboard itself is pretty good, the typing experience is okay, not amazing, and especially the right side feels a little cramped, but after getting used to it, it feels pretty good. Couple of things are not amazing. I'm not a huge fan of the really flexible mount between the keyboard and the pogo pins. I guess it's not a problem once it's stable on the table, but I think I would rather have a more rigid piece in there. Second thing is the touchpad. It clicks okay and all, but the mouse cursor sensitivity is way too high for me, and as far as I'm aware there is no option to change it. At least I couldn't find a setting for that. This made making little mouse movements troublesome for me, but you might have a different tolerance. For the price and the added sturdiness and protection, the keyboard accessory for me is a no-brainer. The stylus is something that comes more to your personal preference. The tablet immediately recognizes it once you put it close to the screen, no pairing required, which is awesome. It is instantly ready to go. You can use it to maneuver around the system, and it is very responsive. It's also fairly comfortable to hold. It's less rounded than the newest S Pen for Samsung tablets, so for some people it might be a more comfortable grip. We don't have a suite of default apps for the stylus like on the Tab S7 though, so you are free to use whatever app you want to take notes. I recommend Squid as a free option. Typing experience is great, the pen supports over 4000 pressure sensitivity levels, so you can easily alternate between different thickness settings by applying more or less pressure when typing. The pen has two buttons which will give you some extra functions in certain applications. All in all, the pen is really nice. I use it quite a lot even for the basic operations, since it's more comfortable than using your fingers lots of times. It's obviously not as advanced and baked into the whole software like the S Pen, but it's a very good pen nonetheless. And there is no place to mount the pen on the tablet itself or the keyboard case, so you have to carry it separately. A carrying pouch does however come with the stylus in the box. The software is a bit of a mixed bag. The tablet runs Lenovo ZUI on top of Android 11, and for the most part it's absolutely fine. Everything works pretty much as intended, but there are little quirks that are weird and kind of inexplicable. First of all, as soon as I got the device, I wanted to change the home screen setup. The default was the tab layout where all your apps are on the main screen and you swipe to different tabs, and I much prefer the app drawer, so I wanted to set it up immediately. I was searching through the settings and I just couldn't find it, and only after a while I realized that the only way to access those settings is to touch and hold on the home screen and go to the desktop settings. I understand why the shortcut is there, but the fact that you simply cannot find it from the settings menu is completely inexplicable for me. And to be honest, just silly. The second behavior I'm not a fan of is the fact that you can't change the icon style. All the icons of the newly installed apps that are not square by design get this ugly white square background, and you can't change it in the Lenovo launcher. There is an icon style option in the developers options once you enable those, but it simply does not work with this launcher. Pretty unfortunate. Of course, it doesn't hinder usability in any way, it's simply unattractive. As a whole, the software is pretty good, but not flawless. The Lenovo Pad Pro comes with a 8600 mAh battery, which sits somewhere between the batteries in the S7 and the S7 Plus. The result is a decent battery life. You can get a good couple hours of power usage out of it. It also supports 20 watt fast charging, which admittedly isn't very fast considering the size of the cell. It takes slightly more than 2 hours to charge the tablet to full, which might be a bit of a problem when you're out and about and want to quickly charge the device to keep you going. I've really enjoyed the time I've had with this tablet so far, and I think I will keep it for longer. It is a great device altogether, and for me that's a no-brainer if you're looking for a fairly big Android tablet mainly for content consumption with some work on or reading from in there. Considering that you can get it for around $600 and that is already with the optional keyboard case, which as I already said, I definitely recommend picking up. The S7 Plus will set you back around $750, and that is with an S Pen in the box but no keyboard, so I guess there is quite a difference. Of course, I'm not saying that buying the Samsung tablet is a bad idea, it's just something to consider. I have been very satisfied with the Lenovo tablet, and it pretty much suits all my needs for a device of this type. The screen is great, it's fast, and I can also do a bit of work with the keyboard attached. So if you're looking for a solid Android tablet without completely breaking your bank, this one gets my vote. There will be some links in the description below if you want to purchase one. That's gonna be it from me for today. As usual, drop the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to support the channel moving forward, and I'll see you in the next video.